What up, people? Push the Ball Black here. This is going to be real quick. I have a guest on the line. You've heard him on the channel when we were trying to build Moses Resource Center, but he's also a major basketball fan, and he always has thoughts when it comes to the finals. Kingsley Ogbogu. What up, King?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
All right, man. Before you start, when you called, you were going into the game, and I wanted to hit the button before. So you have thoughts, man. Go.
Yeah. So, watching this game, I definitely see where it looks like Cleveland. They definitely brought their A game this time. First game was like
For a half.
Yeah, for a half.
Right.
Looks like they were doing pretty good. I mean, LeBron James, he's a beast as always, doing everything. I just saw the final stat on him. Was 39 points, 29 rebounds, and 11 assists.
Wait. Rewind. 39 minutes, 29 points, 14 assists, 11 rebounds.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, but so basically he had a triple double. So, and he basically tied
Magic.
So he did all he did what he had to do. The other team, and that's where I say where like Cleveland, I mean they may repeat, but now it looks highly.
Well, dude, like, okay, Kevin, the first half, like, cause I said, like, when in the game one reaction, and I said, like, in the preview, bro, like, you got three people in Golden State, and you got four, okay? Cause
Kevin Durant, Curry, Steph Thompson.
You're killing names, dude. Durant, Curry, Thompson, and then Green. You got three. And with Cleveland, you literally have LeBron James and Kyrie Irving, and then you hope that Kevin Love played well tonight.
Yeah, he played really well.
And LeBron, LeBron had the triple double. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and then Curry had a triple double too, man. So, you know what I mean? So that's the first time that's happened since the 70s, fam. So that was awesome. But the thing, that 3-minute drought where they couldn't score, killed them. You can't. Yeah. There's no run that you can come back from. Like not against them.
Yeah. I mean, and so looking back on like last year, they didn't go down 2-0. I don't think Cleveland went down 2. No, they didn't. They didn't go down 2-0. I don't think. Did they?
No, they didn't. They didn't. It was It was 3-1, and then they came back. They came back from a 3-1 deficit, and LeBron. And what happened too, which is not going to be the same thing. Draymond Green was the primary defender last year, and when he got suspended, that basically opened up the lane for.
Yeah, kicking in the groin and all that stupid stuff.
Right. Yeah, even if something happens with Green, you got Kevin Durant that can guard him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we've seen the thing with the first half and the second half of this game, though, everything was balanced. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you basically, in order for Cleveland to win, it's not just
everybody has to be doing their part.
Exactly.
Kevin Love has to do his part. Kyrie has to do his part. LeBron does his part. Even though it was a little dude coming off the bench.
Exactly. They bench points. Everybody's bench points was they had 21 points in the whole game of game one. Their bench in the first half. At the end of the first half, they had 24. So that's why it was close. And even then, as close as it was and as competitive as it was, Golden State never it wasn't like, okay, Cleveland's gonna take over, because there was always a shot where as soon as it got close, shot.
They would make a shot.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that 3-minute route where basically they couldn't score for 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not coming back from that.
Yeah. And that's the thing with Golden State, you can't get in. You can't let when Golden State smells blood, you're in trouble. So when you have a drought where you're not scoring, they're gonna sense that, and they're not gonna let the foot off your neck. And they're gonna keep going. That's basically what they did. they saw that, for the first half it was balanced. Then second half, Cleveland started slowing down. Then Golden State smelled that. They put the pedal to the metal, kept their foot on the neck, and they never let up.
And Klay Thompson had 20 plus points. Like here's another thing too. Like Klay Thompson in game 1 played horribly, and it still didn't matter. Now you got KD, you got Steph, like you got 3 people, and Draymond Green, because he had foul trouble, and like he's more of a facilitator since Steve Kerr's coaching, because the roles are different with him.
They're showing the stats right now. Kevin Durant, 33 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. I mean, 5 block shots, 3 steals.
Right.
I mean, damn. I mean, this is like. There's no coming back for this, and everybody's like, now I'm not a LeBron James hater, but I'm just saying, this would take extraordinary feat. I mean, that of Michael Jordan to come back from this. And I'm just saying, as good as LeBron James is, he's not Michael Jordan.
You don't, bro, he put a killer performance on. That's the thing. Like, LeBron James put a killer performance on. 29, 14, and 11. That's LeBron James being a killer. And it bothers me that people are like, well, he's not a killer. That right there was what happened in the first half. He was going to the lane, he was penetrating, he was kicking out. And then they stopped him from doing that. And then he gets what with LeBron James, you got to make him do mid-range shots, right? And like Kyrie Irving, that's you can't just rely on Kyrie Irving all the time.
Yeah, because he's streaky. Kyrie Irving is streaky. So he's on, he's off, he's on, he's off. So yeah, he was doing it in the first half. Second half, when it became apparent that Golden State was really putting the pressure on, Kyrie Irving, he's throwing up and hitting bricks and shit, and it's not going down well,
Right.
So, I mean, this is going to be a totally different, series from last year.
Game 3, what's going to happen is somebody has to go off for Cleveland. Somebody has to go in order for this not to be a sweep, which I don't think it's going to be a sweep. Somebody has to go off for Cleveland. Like I need J.R. Smith to have a crazy shooting game. I need Kyle Korver to have a crazy shooting game. I need one of these people to have a crazy shooting game. You are not going to beat it, because I'm sorry, KD is playing like the 2 guard now. It's not even like, it's not even fair. Like there was a moment where he was defended well, and he did one of those Dirk step back threes that he does, and it's like, how are you guarding this? How can you guard this? There's no, what I'm saying? I need somebody to have a crazy game, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and Darren Williams they need to not have him, because he needs to
sit down.
He's a liability. He's a liability. Okay? Yeah. Period. Like, he's a liability. Like, and I saw that one thing where that one position where, and this isn't a Darren Williams point, but that one possession where basically Curry got the rebound, and LeBron James are dancing, and everybody was like, Curry took LeBron James to the dance class, or whatever Mark Jackson said. Couple things. One, Curry was in trouble at the first couple of seconds of that possession, and nobody wanted to get at him. Like, it was like everybody was scared to foul him.
Yeah, did you see that? I mean, that was like, Curry had nowhere to go. He just basically was just dancing around.
And he gathered himself. The first couple of seconds, he was in trouble, and nobody wanted to apply pressure because they were scared to foul him. And then he gathered himself, and then he was dancing, and then he was able to get free, and he made the shot. You can't do that.
Yeah, all they had to do was come and just send 2 guys at him, put pressure on him. He would have gave up the ball.
And what's the name is like, Kyrie Irving is sitting there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not. And Jeff Van Gundy said the same thing. If you're Kyrie Irving on that possession, why are you not helping?
Yeah.
Why are you not helping?
He's sitting back chilling.
Like, well, he was guarding somebody, but that wasn't important. The important part was get the ball out of Curry's hands.
Right. And he wasn't helping. He just sitting there looking. And I noticed that a lot. It's like in this game, they see Curry with the ball, and all the other ones just standing looking.
When last year they was bumping Curry. Last year they were bumping him.
Yeah, they were bumping him. They were making it hard for him to score. Remember last year when he was like, man, they made it rough for that nigga. And remember that one series of events where they bumped him and then he flipped over some dude and landed right on the back of his head. I mean, they made it rough for that.
Where now it's like, okay, we're gonna dance, we're gonna shoot threes, and like you can't have like here's the deal. I want to see you can't have Curry like dancing and doing what he does, and then everybody else has 30 points too.
No.
See what I'm saying? You can't do that. So what needs to happen in the next game or in the series, I need to see Steph Curry get bumped around because you're not going to be able to bump KD around. Okay, he's 7'2". But I want to. But you know, if Kevin Durant is scoring 30 and Steph is like having like a 17-point game, that's a better. You know, like Klay Thompson had a good game tonight, but he's been streaky this entire season, and he's found his stroke and everything. But it took a minute, and it took a lot of shots. So
what they got to do for game 3 is they got to put pressure on those three, the three-headed monster, Curry, Kevin Durant, and Klay Thompson. One of those three-headed monsters need to be taken out the picture. Mm-hmm. They need to take one of them out and make sure that they're not a factor in game 3. Because if all three of them are going on, I mean, and the most likely one would be Klay Thompson. Yeah, he's been streaking. But if they allow the three-headed monster to rear its ugly head in game 3, it's over. Yeah. They have to neutralize one of them and make it just a two-man show, and then the other ones, Draymond Green and all that, they got to find a way to neutralize him too, because he can easily be in foul trouble because that thing gets overly excitable. Because he had like how many fouls did he?
5.
What did he have?
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, so he's easily able to foul out. So yeah, just get that dude excited and let him do what he do and get him some foul out.
And with Steve Kerr, he's not going to be that big of a. Because with Mike Brown, he shot a little bit. He shoot the way Mike Brown runs that system, and it's not that big of a deal or big of a difference. But with Draymond Green shoots a little more. With Steve Kerr, Draymond Green is basically the Swiss Army knife and a defender. So, okay, you get Draymond Green in foul trouble. You make sure he doesn't, because he had 12 points, which in the grand scheme of things doesn't seem to be that big of a deal, but he's still an offensive threat a little bit. So, but you make sure he's excitable and whatever. And LeBron James, you need to drive the entire game. Like, don't take time off driving. Like, take.
And that's what he tends to do. Like, he'll do that the first half. Second half, he'll take, then he'll sort of lay back and want to get everybody involved. Screw that. Now it's time to put the cape on and be super James and go at this shit.
Right.
You have to be super James now. Put the cape on and say, I like y'all, but
he was super James still today, but I need you to do what you did in the first half, because and I need you to figure it out, because you really only have one consistent person, maybe two on your they have 4 people, and they found some. Oh, by the way, they found some with Ian Clark for Golden State. They found some with him. He's young. He's off their bench. But if that dude gives you anything, because he's just as long as everybody else, like, come on, man. Like, their bench is better. Like, Cleveland did a really good job today as far as being competitive, but that 3-minute route, like I said before, killed them. And there is no run. There's no run that you're gonna be able to do with Golden State, like because unless somebody's off and they don't defend well enough, you gotta take, like you said, man, you gotta take one of them out. You gotta make sure that either Clay doesn't have a good game or Steph doesn't have a good game. See, now all three of them are 20 points or better today. Like, no.
They're all 20 points or better. And all three of them are, I could basically make a prediction. If those three get into double digits in game 3, it's over. This will be a sweep. If they do this again and all three of them have they're in double digits, the game is a sweep and it's over.
Wow.
Then we can rest assured if it's 3-0, then this will be this done.
So you're predicting if they win if they win Wednesday, because the next game is Wednesday. If they win Wednesday, it's over. There's a
all
sweep.
Three of them have double digits, in the first half or close to it, then they're going to win that game and then it's over. It's going to be a sweep. It's done. Because that's over. Because then Cleveland will be demoralized. They're not coming back from that. There's not going to be no super fairy tale ending for Cleveland. It's done. There's no super fairy tale. Even last year, I'll say this. I can go on the record. That last year was suspect because I think it didn't all happen. I think it's because last year was the year of the comeback. Because somebody said it at my job. Last year was the year of the comeback. Look at all these different sports. I mean, we can go down the list.
All right.
Baseball. The Cubs did, it took them 100, how many years? 120 years? Shit, I don't know.
It's like, it was 110, it was maybe 110. 110
years, and all of a sudden, they get finally win a series after 110 year drought, and then look at football. That was sad.
Dude, that was crazy, man. I don't understand, and I will get back to the basketball in a second. The Super Bowl, I was like, really? We're gonna let that happen? Atlanta's just gonna let that happen.
Yeah, we're just gonna let Brady just win another one. I mean, Atlanta had it in hand.
Yeah, they did.
All these crazy calls of referees, 15-point, penalty for leaving the huddle on sportsmanlike conduct and this and that, and then, Brady's throwing these bullet passes all of a sudden. They're just connecting. Referees are looking the other way with some fouls and shit. One of the players looked like he was clearly out of bounds when he caught the ball, but they counted it anyway. I mean, it's crazy. And then back to basketball, Cleveland is clearly looks out of this thing, and they have 3-1, and then all of a sudden Golden State just has, I don't know if it was a meltdown, but I really think it was referees, because referees calling.
And then with Draymond Green, see, they didn't have Kevin Durant. Like, it was Klay Thompson, it was the Splash Brothers. They didn't have Kevin Durant, and then your best defender gets suspended for punching LeBron James in the nuts. Dude, really. You know what I'm saying? And then Dellavedova was still there, I think. So, and they bumped Steph Curry. Now, it's like, I did notice that injury where he got bumped in the hip and he was kind of walking. Yeah, and he was kind of walking gingerly. Now, Mark Jackson said that's going to be one of them things, because Steph Curry still snapped off based on adrenaline. But Mark Jackson was like, that's one of the injuries because he noticed it first, and Jeff noticed it second, and they were like, that's one of the injuries that you're probably going to feel the next day. Now, there's a 2-day layoff for each game. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to see how, after he comes back from injury from this, and how it's seen. So if I'm Cleveland, going back to what you said, you bump Steph around. You bump him around. You see if it's the knee. You see if it's the hip. You know what I'm saying? And you let KD go for 50. Like if KD snaps off and goes for 50, or Klay Thompson has like a 25, 30-point game, then tip your hat to Golden State, crown them then. But the 20-point thing, like you said, like, if I'm concentrating on Steph and that injury just to see what what that injury was about. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the weak link right now. If I'm Ty Lue, I'm looking at that injury and I'm like, okay, he's not getting off.
I'm totally exploiting that. I'm directing all my players. I mean, go after him. I mean, make it rough for Steph Curry. Don't make this a cakewalk for him. Make him have to pass the ball out to somebody else. Put the pressure on the other players to step up. Take Curry out the game. Let it be a thing where it's going to have to be Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson. And you already know, if you take Curry out of the game and it's just Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson, that's basically you're making it Kevin Durant.
And you hope that Thompson, you honestly hope that Thompson has another game like that. And he's been streaky and not really, not competitive, but he's not been efficient. You know, like he found his stroke today, but really?
I'll tell you, the reason he found his stroke today is because the pressure wasn't on him. The spotlight wasn't on him. I mean, Kevin Durant was doing what he was doing, Curry was going on. So because the pressure wasn't on, Thompson was able to relax. But if you put the pressure on, take one of the three-headed monsters out of the picture, then the pressure's on Thompson, and I guarantee you, he will crack. Mm-hmm. He will crack, he'll be streaky. He ain't gonna make it. Kevin Durant will have to score 50, which I don't think he'll be able to score 50. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough for him to score 50 and be able to bring this one home. And they're gonna be in Cleveland. So then now the landscape changes. The atmosphere.
And normally a guy like J.R. Smith back home, he has one of them crazy games where he shoots like he'll have like 8 for 15 3-pointers or something crazy. Like one of these games back home, he has to go off, or Korver goes off, or LeBron just goes for like 35 or like a crazy double thing. But they have to. Something has to happen with a fourth, or Kevin Love goes off. Like somebody has to drop crazy, and they have to defensively take somebody out.
Yeah, there has to be a fourth man that goes off and has an amazing, crazy game. Somebody that you don't expect. Yeah, like Kyle Korver or one of them other dudes back there. They have to really go off. And which is possible, because they're going to be at home. So when you go home...
And the others, as Shaq calls them, is somebody like plays better. They play better at home. Bench players and secondary and tertiary players play better at home. So we're hoping that it's a little bit more competitive, because even as fun as this has been to watch, as far as like
as fun as it's been to watch, it's basically been one-sided.
No, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't want this to be a sweep, man. I don't want this to end. You know what I'm saying? Like at the second week of June, or I don't want this to end in 4 games, man. Like I want this to be 7 games. And like if LeBron James loses this series, the Magic Johnson comparison, the Michael Jordan comparisons need to stop. Like I need that to end. Like the greatest of all time conversation. If he loses this series, that ends, and I'm probably gonna have to do a video.
Because you think about it, the whole thing, he's been to 8 finals straight. Okay, that's all well and good, but how many has he won? It doesn't matter that you get to the motherfucker. You gotta win the sucker.
Well,
just think about it. Nobody remembers who lost. They don't remember second place. Second place doesn't matter. Did you win it or did you
If
not?
you look historically, Magic Johnson because he got to 9 and he won 5. Okay, so there's 4 losses, he won 5. And to me, and I don't put the decision on LeBron like negatively, because he's a grown man, he can do whatever he wants to do. But at the same time, it's like everybody else will look at that like he had to go to Miami to win one. And then if you really think about it, him going to Cleveland, even though Cleveland was young, Kyrie Irving was a beast. And then they traded for Kevin Love, and we know what Kevin Love was about in Minnesota. He was an instant double-double. I think they should have kept Andrew Wiggins, but that's another conversation. But I mean, you can't. Like I need the comparisons to Jordan to stop if they lose this series, especially if they get
Yeah.
knocked out in 4 or 5 games. I need that to stop.
Right. Because Jordan would not. The thing with Jordan is, again, his thing is, he has. It's a finesse thing with him. It's not a. I mean, LeBron is big, strong, and he can just throw his way through. But Michael Jordan has his thing. It was just an extra level he went to where he knew that if my teammates aren't doing what they need to do, if they can't get this done, I'm taking the entire team on my back, and we are not losing this game. Michael Jordan had it. It's like the eye of the tiger.
He was a scorer. He was a pure scorer, which is why like my definition with LeBron about being a killer and my definition with Jordan and guys like Jordan being a killer is LeBron James is gigantic point guard. So for him to be like that was one of his best games I've ever seen in the first half. But it's like you kind of drifted off, and nobody can make a shot for 3 minutes.
Right. See, if it's Michael Jordan, that doesn't happen.
Michael Jordan is like, really? Michael Jordan would have took every shot in those 3 minutes. Like he would have been the vocal point of the offense. It wouldn't have been, and it's like, dang, Jordan went cold for 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Whereas with LeBron,
entire career, I don't remember Michael Jordan going cold for 3 minutes. It just didn't happen.
That doesn't mean Jordan didn't have atrocious games shooting wise, but it's like for 3 minutes, like nobody, like they couldn't do anything. They couldn't do anything. People were scoring. People weren't rebounding. Nobody was rebounding well. They got second chance rebounds. The long rebound killed the Cavaliers too. It was just, man.
Right, the long rebounds. Did you see several of those possessions where Golden State got the rebounds 3 times?
Yeah, I was looking at that and I was like, come on, dude. Like, that's ridiculous. I was looking at some of them rebounds and I was like, really? We're doing that now?
I mean, and nobody went after the ball. That's what like Cleveland just sort of stood still, and here it is. I mean, Golden State is getting their own rebounds 3 consecutive times. Third time's the charm, they score. Once they miss it, that rebound comes out, somebody from Cavaliers should have jumped up, grabbed the rebound, and automatically just went to the hole. But no, they're waiting, and then Cleveland. I mean, Golden State's like getting all their rebounds, and then the third time's the charm, they're making it. That whole 3 rebounds, that needs to definitely cannot happen in Game 3. You cannot allow Golden State to get their own rebound 3 consecutive times, and nobody else on the Cavaliers team is even going after the ball. They're all sitting back chilling. When you sit back chilling, that means you're out the game. It means you have left the game. Golden State is in this game. I mean, they left the game. Every single one of the people on Cavaliers, if you had 3 rebounds to happen, you have mentally left this game. You ain't in it. So then it's done. That happens again, this is a wrap, man. It's over. I was seeing that, and I was like, okay, this is done.
So Tristan Thompson, that's another one that to me hasn't shown up this game. Tristan Thompson needs to show up in Game 3, like, period. Like, somebody needs to. That's another person that I need him to try to get as much. Like, LeBron James cannot be a primary rebounder in Game 3. Because if they're doing what they're doing again, yeah, no, I'm sorry, and I need this to go 6 games, man. I just do. To me, this is not acceptable, man. Like, I'm looking at this game and I'm like, it's fun. It's fun to watch, 3-headed monster of the Warriors snap off and do what they do, but I need this to go at least 6 games, man.
Yeah,
at least for it to be competitive.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a sweep, then this wasn't even competitive. And if I was LeBron, if this is a sweep, I am not showing my face at the press conference after.
You have to show up, man. They fine you if you don't.
I'm telling Lou whatever. I'm like, yo, man, this is my decision. I'm making an executive decision. I'm not doing this press conference. No. There's nothing LeBron can say if you get swept.
Right.
You did all this, got to the finals, and you got swept. I mean, there's no excuse. Embarrassing that. like they said on TNT. Who said it? It was one. It was either Shaquille O'Neal or Charles Barkley or one of them dudes. They said, man, getting swept is embarrassing. You know, you get swept.
And if that happens right there, put the GOAT away. Put the GOAT conversation away, because you can't say Jordan never got swept at all. It's never happened. Even in the playoffs when he was young, that 69, like that game against Boston against Larry Bird where he dropped 60. That was the series. They ended up getting their butts handed to him in that series. But Jordan snapped off. If you get swept, that's it. You're done. Like, I need that to end. And I'm not a LeBron hater at all, but it's just like some of the stuff I'm hearing. Right. Some of the stuff I'm hearing from nationally from other sports people is like, did you watch basketball? Did you watch historically? Did you watch other basketball like players throughout the years? Like, you can't put him in the greatest ever, in the greatest ever conversation if he doesn't do certain things. And if he gets swept, I need people to stop with that.
If he gets swept, it's done. I mean, come on. I mean, there's just certain things that just can't happen. If you wouldn't be put up there with some of the greats in this game, it doesn't happen. You can't get swept and still be considered one of the greats. The greats don't get swept. You can't be
even if because I'm conceding that they're probably going to lose this series, and I'm conceding that there's at least on the Golden State Warriors, there's at least 2 Hall of Famers on that team. I don't know about Klay Thompson, but Steph Curry is a Hall of Famer, and Kevin Durant's a Hall of Famer. You got 2 Hall of Famers on that team. I don't know how Klay Thompson's going to fare career-wise, but yeah, 2 transcendent players, 1 transcendent shooter, 1 transcendent scorer. Yeah, like, I'm going to concede the loss to the series. You know what I'm saying? I understand, but sweep, no.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear, and I don't want to hear, well, it's the Golden State Warriors. Other great players went up against Hall of Famers and they won championships. So, or at least it was a fighting chance. You know what I'm saying? Like Magic Johnson like lost a couple of finals to the Celtics and to the Pistons. The Celtics had multiple Hall of Famers on their team, and the Pistons had multiple Hall of Famers on their team. Okay, so the whole Hall of Famer thing or the whole great player thing in the team, like, no. So you can be you got to make it competitive. But to close this out, man, what do you think is going to happen in Game 3, bro?
Well, I think in Game 3, and I'm just, even though it's unlikely. I mean, it'll probably be somewhat competitive. I'll put it like this: it'll be a game in the first half, and then in the second half, Golden State's going to put it away.
Really?
They're just going to be like, it's going to be done because they smell blood now. It's 2-0. Last year it didn't happen like this. The things we mentioned. Draymond Green, and you had foul trouble. Kevin Durant just wasn't there, but, just wasn't on the team. But now it's different. So, first half on Game 3, going to be competitive. It's going to be, I think, close in the first half. Second half, 3 and 4, I think Golden State's going to put it away. 2-0 now. And, again, there's that thing of last year, what happened. And I doubt very seriously that Golden State will let what happened last year repeat itself. So now it's 2-0. The next, about Game 3, third quarter, fourth quarter, Golden State's going to put it away. It's going to be, I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but they're going to go ahead and get the job done. It'll be 3-0, and then we all know what happens when it's 3-0. No team has come back from that.
Right.
So it'll be competitive the first half. Second half, Golden State's going to wrap it up. It'll be done. And then, game 4, it's just a matter of
So,
and there's nothing they can do.
All right. So I think this will be the game where the bums come out to play. Meaning, I think this will be a game where LeBron's gonna get his, Kyrie's gonna get his. I'm not calling Kevin Love a bum, but he's been more consistent. He's gonna have a big game, and the others, somebody's gonna snap off, right? So this is gonna be the game where somebody goes off, and it'll be 2-1 and they'll win. I don't know how the score is gonna be, but they've been competitive the first half always, or at least the first quarter. Everybody's gonna be competitive the first half of the first quarter, but I think the home crowd and the fans and everybody plays better in their own gym, and I think that's gonna be a turning point for a guy like Tristan Thompson or Kyle Korver or J.R. Smith. I'm really hoping J.R. Smith has a good game like this series. And he normally plays really good at home. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is going to be a game for him or someone else to really have a shining moment. And Cleveland wins. Now, maybe we can, because there were things that you can look at this game where you can build on. So hopefully they can build on this game and the good things and then go from there. But anyway, that's our reaction. A little longer than I thought it was going to be, but it was good to have a guest with me. So this will be up later tonight. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. I'm glad I was able to join you for that. Yeah. We'll definitely see what happens. Like you said, the bums definitely need to step up. I don't even think they're bums, but they definitely need to come out and Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving, they really got to step up.
Yes.
If they want to at least salvage this thing. Again, neither one of us, I'm pretty sure, think that they're going to win this series. That's pretty much, you can throw that out the window. They're not going to win the series. We're not saying that. We're just saying that they're at least going to win one game, so at least they didn't get swept. So all Cleveland is trying to do at this point is to save face and at least win one game, so they don't look, so it's not that embarrassing. But they're not winning the series by no means.
No.
The fairy tale thing that happened last year, I can bet money on it will not repeat itself in this series. They're not going to win. Let's just put that to bed.
Oh no.
Cleveland will not win.
Oh no.
No,
definitely.
It's done. They're just trying to save face and win one game so that they don't look that pitiful. But we'll see. So
Shots fired by Kingsley. That's awesome.
Yeah, the bums definitely have to come out to win one game. That's all they're doing. They are by no means going to win this series. That's dead. I can say that with 100% certainty. That's dead. They're not winning the series. I can bet $1,000 Cleveland will not win this series.
Yeah, I'm definitely tagging a specific national network with that but they're like, because there's a national network, there's a national sports network that is basically like Cleveland's gonna win that. No, they're not.
No, they're not. No, not at all. They can stop drinking the Kool-Aid shit or whatever crap they're on.
Let's go.
If anybody's thinking Cleveland's gonna win it, they're sounding safe.
Let's go.
They're done.
I'm about to get.
This is done.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm about to get trolled by Cavalier fans. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. You can put this up anywhere and say, Kingsley Ogbogu said this is done. It's over. Okay. They're just going to win one game just to save face. Then if they
Dude.
one game, rest assured, Golden State is closing it out.
I got him in 6.
State might even be lucky and let them win won a game.
I gotta be.
So they might, Golden State might be like, okay, we'll let y'all win one game and then we're closing it out.
My man said, like, they'll let you win. Wow. All right.
They'll let them win. So yeah. So let's put. So everybody can put away this whole fantasy idea of it being a repeat for Cavaliers, because I know, and that's just another thing. Before we officially close it out, that's another thing. I hate it when these broadcasters start doing that whole trip down memory lane thing, and they were showing the Cavaliers fans. Oh, look at the Cavaliers fans, and then they're showing a clip from last year. Oh, you see the Cavaliers fans from 2016.
Let's go.
They won and stuff like that. They're hoping to repeat it again. No, that is not happening. That is not happening. So showing clips from 2016 when it happened and all the fans jumping up and talking about they're hoping for this to happen again, for them to repeat. No, just stop with that. Stop with the fantasy stuff. I mean, the sportscasters, I know they like to, sportscasters like to indulge in fairy tales, but this fairy tale is not a fairy tale. It's not going to have a fairy tale ending. It's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare. So they need to quit with that. So game 3, they don't need to start showing clips of last year and all this, LeBron James holding the trophy. Because he's not going to be holding any trophy at the end of this one. At the end of the series, he's not going to be holding nothing. He's going to be holding his head down in disgust, and he's going home with nothing. So they don't need to start doing that towards the end of the game. Start talking about, well, last year he had this is that, and show the fans from last year, kumbaya. We don't need to do that, people. That's not happening in this series. It's done. This is a totally different series. Yeah. And if they manage to win one game, whoop-de-doo, but it's still over.
Yeah, I'm definitely tagging Fox Sports 1, baby. There it is.
Yeah.
Kingsley's going in.
Whoop-de-doo, that's it. Again, I'm not, and just for the disclaimer, I'm not a LeBron James hater. The dude is good. He got skills. But yeah, all this stuff, comparing him to Michael Jordan, no, man, I don't know why. And that's another thing with people. Why do we always want to compare people to other people? Why can't we just say, LeBron James is good because he's him? It's LeBron James.
Because people, not to be critical of sports radio people or sports talk people, but everybody compares. There's comparisons to people. Just like we compared Kobe to Jordan, because basically Kobe took all Jordan's moves and basically aped him, right? My thing about the comparison between him and Jordan, they're different players. Like any basketball player from the NBA, or anybody that knows anything about basketball seriously and is not trying to just do a sports radio show or a segment on TV, that he's Magic Johnson. LeBron James is closer to Magic Johnson and historically when Michael Jordan won his 6th championship and jumped on the scorers table and counted six fingers. That was specifically for Magic Johnson. Specifically, because Magic Johnson won. No, real talk. Magic Johnson won 5. That was the standard. Magic Johnson. Okay. Period. And it was a rivalry with them. This is common knowledge. They liked each other, they respected each other, but there was a rivalry between Jordan and Magic, period. And when Jordan when he won that 6th championship and he stood on the scorers table and he counted 6 fingers, that was for Magic Johnson. That was, I got 6. Shut up. I'm better than you. That was his test. Kobe said he would have to win 6 because Michael was the Liptus test. Period.
Right.
Anybody that says
you gotta win 6. You have to win 6.
Kobe said it. I have to win 6. And he didn't. He won 5. Kobe said he had to win that. So anybody else is if you're saying, well, LeBron James is already better than Michael Jordan, in what universe are you talking about?
Yeah, you're lying. Yeah, anybody that says that, they're lying. They're trying to
We can't have that conversation. We can't have that conversation until he wins 6. Period.
6. Yeah. 6.
Then we can have that conversation. Because and we can have that conversation because like he's won 6. Then you start looking at his accomplishments. This dude won 3 championships. He won 3 championships. He won. How many did he lose? 5.
5. Yeah.
Like Magic lost 5. Magic won 5 and it was 7. This is 7 finals, right? So Magic won 5 and lost 4. Okay, this is his 7th finals. He's won 3. He's won 3 finals, lost 4. If he goes 3 for 5, you miss me. You miss me. Like if he goes 3 for 5, you miss me. So I need and there's one guy in particular that has this thought process about LeBron James being better than Jordan. I'm specifically going to tag this person because no, like you can't have that argument. You know what I'm saying? So if Kobe's saying I need to win 6, if Shaq was saying when it goes to centers, because Shaq was like I gotta win 5 because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar won 5, right? Because he goes, I'm not gonna win 10, but he's like, I can get 5. I need to get 5. Players know what they got to do to equal people. Right now, you say LeBron James is better than Larry Bird, but you don't say he's better than Magic Johnson. You damn sure don't say he's better than Jordan right now. He's not. He's not. So that needs to end. And I think I just did my LeBron James legacy video right now, but like that right now, it's Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, LeBron James, and that as far as like wing players, because he beat out Larry Bird, basically with he's tied with rings, but he's more accomplished than Larry Bird is. Outside of that, you can't compare him to anybody. You can compare him to Magic, but that's the litmus test. And Magic's career measures him because Magic got to a bunch of finals and lost a bunch. Michael got to 6 championships and won all 6. Michael didn't get to 9. Michael didn't get to 9.
That's another thing. When Michael got to the final, he won the final. He did not lose.
Right.
That's the thing. When you get to the dance, you don't lose it. I mean, think about it. If LeBron he got to the final, this was his 7th one. If he got to all 7 and won all 7, then he's in that class all of his own. Then it will say he has 7 championships and he's better than Michael Jordan.
At least if he won 7, if the end of his career he won 7. Then you have to have the conversation. Right now, it's too early.
Yeah.
Like if Kobe Bryant now I have an asterisk with Kobe Bryant because LeBron James never had a dominant center, but he did have a dominant forward in Scottie Pippen. So it is what it is. So Scottie Pippen's a Hall of Famer. Shaq's a Hall of Famer. You can make an argument that that the offense ran through Shaq and Kobe was more of a second banana, but that's a different thing. Here's the thing, though. Kobe Bryant understood that in order to have the conversation, you have to at least tie the dude you're chasing.
Yeah.
You have to. But guys that wear suits and ties and be on TV, they want to have this conversation, and it's like, you idiot. He's not even the person that he's chasing. You have to win 7 championships you got to win 6 for the conversation. You got to like 7 to be well, dang, is it real? Right now he's at 3. And when they showed the graphic of him and Magic Johnson and the triple-double thing, I'm like, why are we not having this conversation?
Yeah, when I saw that, that's a more realistic conversation. Now, he's tied Magic Johnson as far as those rebounds in the finals. He's tied outside that's a more realistic conversation to be talking about. That's what they need to focus on. They hit the nail on the head with that. But anything outside of that, as far as goals, nah, man, put that whole goal conversation away. Especially if he loses this one. Let's just put that away. We'll give him his props and say he's a gifted athlete, he's a good player, he's had accomplishments, but no, he's not. He doesn't deserve to be in the ring, up there with Michael Jordan. That's what. If I'm Michael Jordan, like, dude, if I'm Michael Jordan, I'm calling into to the sports center where they're having the conversation. I'm calling in, and I'm like, what are y'all? I mean, are y'all retarded? I have 6 championships. The brother has 3. Like, I would say, don't disrespect me by comparing LeBron James to my record.
Wow.
And I would just tell him, I was like, when he wins 6 championships, then we talk. But until then, keep my name out my mouth, y'all. Don't put his name in mine. I don't want to hear that.
There it is.
I would say, keep my name out your mouth about Michael. I'm saying, don't put my name in there with LeBron James. If that brother wins 6, then we're going to start talking. But if I hear y'all talking, me and LeBron together, I'm calling up here and I
just find it hilarious. And again, I'm a LeBron fan and I'm a supporter. I love that brother's game. That brother had a beast of a game today. But it's just it's just but stop comparing them to that. Stop.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if we can sit up and say and then what bothers me too is what bothers me too about the situation too is when making these comparisons, you piss on the teams that he beat. Like you want to say like you piss on the era of the 90s. You piss on the era of the 90s. You pissed on the teams that he beat. Like there's always caveats. There's caveats. But when you analyze his career, no one wants to put the caveats in. Okay? Here's the thing. They want to say, well, Jordan had atrocious shooting games, and well, the league was Jordan didn't beat any good teams. Really? Okay. Jordan didn't beat, like, going through the Eastern Conference opponents that he had, the Eastern Conference Finals opponents that he had. Those Knicks teams were crazy good. Those Knicks teams were good. That Indiana team that won. That Indiana team that won, they got to the finals. You know what I'm saying? That beat that Knicks team finally. That Indiana team, Reggie Miller's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. That team was very good. Deadlift Shrimp was not Deadlift Shrimp, but the other tall guy. Stilts, I can't think of the brother's name. Yeah. You have Hall of Famers on that team. You have basketball Hall of Famers on that team, and Jordan won. Okay, that was a very good Indiana Pacers team. Those Knicks teams were awesome, right? That that Phoenix team that he won, that Barkley had that MVP season. That was a very good Phoenix team. Barkley had an amazing season. Then they want to piss on Barkley's MVP season. You had 2 Hall of Famers again. That Sonics team had 2 Hall of Famers. Okay, that like. Can we stop pissing on the era that Michael Jordan played in to make these comparisons to LeBron James? Can we stop? Stop trying to do a segment for your show, Colin Cowherd and Nick Wright. Stop trying to do these comparisons just for fodder for your show. Like, pay attention. Like every team that he went up against, you had 2 Hall of Famers on the team, all of them, at least 2. So now you basically, Klay Thompson's a good player, but is he a Hall of Famer yet? I don't know. He's a good player. He might be a Hall of Famer, but is he a Hall of Famer? No, not yet. We know Kevin Durant's going to the Hall of Fame. That's happening. We know Steph Curry's going to the Hall of Fame. That's happening.
Right.
Okay? So if even if LeBron James somehow beats this team, you're still not close yet. You still gotta beat Magic's record.
Yeah, you gotta beat Magic's record and get 5. Which, I mean, LeBron's 30, what now? So
34.
Yeah, so in order for him to... Oh, he's 34?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's 34.
What the fuck?
Yes.
I was like, I thought he was like, no. He was on an 88, right?
LeBron? No.
No, he ain't no 34. That nigga ain't that.
Wait. Let's Google, man. Like,
yeah. Let me check, man, because I know his ass is not even. Let me check my thing. Hold on, I was talking to Siri. Let me talk to Siri real quick.
He's talking to Siri, ladies and gentlemen. This is live.
Yeah. Let me check and see how old he is. Okay, let me see. LeBron James. Let me see. One second, people. Let me Google that. I think he's like 30. LeBron James. Yeah, he's not that.
30. I'm sorry, 32. He's 32. 84. He was born in 84.
Yeah, 32. Yeah, 32. Yeah. He ain't close to me. Yeah, he's 32. So, at best, he probably has another...
He has 5. He has about a good 4 or 5 years.
5 years. He has at best another 5 years to go ahead and win. He needs 3 more. Yeah, 3 more championships to tie. He needs 3 more to tie, 4 to win. So he has 5 years. So you got to think, with all these series wear and tear, he has to do that in 5 years to win 4 more championships.
And he might play till he's 40. I don't see that happening. I think he'll play for maybe, I think he'll play till he's 37, 38 maybe, but I don't see him playing till he's 40. I think he has other interests because guys like Michael Jordan and Kobe, and I think Kobe's doing better, and then with Michael going to the Wizards, Michael didn't want to leave the Bulls like that, but the way the Bulls was tore down, he didn't want to play for the Bulls, but I think because he was still playing even as an owner. People forget he was still playing as an owner. He would go down to the owner in basketball operations. He was still playing. He was still kind of doing his thing as a Wizard. You know what I'm saying? So not as an owner, but as a basketball operations guy, he was still doing what he was doing. So, and then when he came back for the Wizards, him being 40 or him being in his late 30s to when he was 40, he was still doing, decent numbers. LeBron James isn't going to do that. I think LeBron James is going to play to a certain point and he's going to leave.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. And Magic left earlier than he planned on doing because of the HIV thing. So, yeah, and people forget too, you want to make these comparisons, but Jordan didn't play. LeBron played 3 extra years, people.
Yeah, right, exactly. Jordan didn't play those 6 years, and he left. He left to go play.
He left to go play baseball for a year and a half. And oh, by the way, the Orlando team, the Orlando Magic team, the team that bounced them out of the playoffs. When the first year when Jordan came back for that half a season and he wasn't in game shape because he played, but he wasn't really in game shape, and you can tell, you know what I'm saying? So then that next year, guess who they beat on their way to the finals? They beat that Shaquille O'Neal and Penny Hardaway squad, which if you watch the 30 for 30 on that Orlando Magic team, that they were Penny Hardaway before injury and Shaquille O'Neal before he went to the Lakers. That was a formidable squad. So again, can we stop with the whole we're totally gonna destroy the 90s to make LeBron's career better?
they're trying to pump up LeBron James' career to make it seem like it's all up there with all the greats. When he's okay. He's a talented player. I'll give him his props. He's done some accomplishments, but just to put him in the category with Michael Jordan, just to prop him up, to make him bigger than what he really is, it's not fair. It's not fair to the people that the teams that Michael Jordan beat, pissing on those teams, pissing on the hard work and all the stuff that those people did back in the 90s. That's disrespectful to put him up there, to make it seem like them teams back in the 90s were just, they're all on the same caliber. No, those were some really tough teams. It was not a cakewalk. I mean, and to win 6 championships like that, 3 that he, right in a row, 3 in a row, and then get the others, the other 3.
And then you leave to play. You leave to play baseball. You come back. You come back. Get to the conference. You come back. Get to the. I think they got to the semis. Yeah, they got to this. Either they got to the semis with Orlando, or they got to the conference finals with Orlando, and then they beat, and then the Bulls lost to them. Like those, and then the very next year, you basically show, okay, I got a full season under me now. Let's go. And then you beat too hard because you faced the Jazz twice. You know what I'm saying? So then on your on your second three-peat, you beat the Jazz twice, and the Jazz had 2 Hall of Famers on their squad. Like the greatest duo, the greatest pick and roll duo there is. Like, and you beat them twice. I'm good. And then you wanna say, like, later, to make LeBron's career better, you wanna piss on the Jazz. And you wanna piss on the Jazz, and you wanna piss on those Sonics teams. Okay. Fine. Like, we're good. Because really, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can do the same thing. As much as dude, on the real, like, what's the name? Shouldn't have. I'm trying to think of a point here. You can say that, like, there can be an asterisk on LeBron James' entire career if you just want to make that argument. Like, as far as winning championships. I'm sorry, but the Golden State team and we've talked about it in this video. Draymond Green not playing was a factor. That was a thing.
Was definitely a factor last year. Yeah, we could basically say, make the argument that if Draymond Green was in the game, last year, they probably.
It's a lot closer than it actually it should. It's a lot closer than it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot closer than it was, and there's no reason, you know what I'm saying, and then you have LeBron James has a guy like an all-star in Kyrie Irving with him during that. And the 2 championships with Miami, people have made the argument that he had to go to Miami, and he had to team up with an all-star and a Hall of Famer in D Wade. Like, Dwayne Wade's to win one. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can.
And we're forgetting who else was. Yeah. Wait, who else was with him? Yeah, Dwayne was there. Was there someone?
Chris Bosh.
Yeah.
Perennial all-star, Chris Bosh.
Right. To win one, so he had to have 2 other, all-stars on the team to win one. Look at now. Let's go back to Cleveland. Okay, you have Kyrie Irving, and then you have Kevin Love, who like stated earlier. Kevin Love is an all-star. Kevin Love is a double-double machine, right? Look, come on, man. Like, you can make the argument. You can make any argument that you want, to
like I can go ahead and like just say that his Miami Heat thing was a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Just like people want to make the argument. People want to make the argument against him.
Turn the TV down. Let's turn the TV up. Put it down. Okay. Let's do that. Well, yeah. I would say my bad, people. And do some noise control.
But yeah, like the back to back, the Oklahoma City finals, the Oklahoma City championship, where he faced Oklahoma City to win. You know what I'm saying? Like you can make the argument that Oklahoma City was young. You know what I'm saying? And that really wasn't a dominant game from him or series for him. You can make all types of arguments can be made for LeBron James and totally destroying his career. Like, I don't want to do that, but it just seems like to me that everybody, in order to make this comparison wash, you have to be like, the 90s were bad basketball. And it's just like, no, you don't have to do that.
Right. Which we know isn't true. So, yeah. And we gotta put this in the historical perspective, too. Actually, we could say that the 90s, playoffs and finals were a lot more difficult than we could say for today's players.
Yes.
Because if you think about it, they didn't have Game 7. They had they didn't go to Game 7. What was it like?
The finals did. The finals and the semifinals did. Once you got out of the first round, like everything was out of 7. But the first round like was best of 5. And the first round, bro, like the first round series for Jordan, like those Cleveland Cavaliers series, that Atlanta Hawks, because it seemed like for Jordan, Atlanta Hawks would always be the first round. And again, you had Dominique Wilkins, Hall of Famer, in the first round. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you don't have to do that. You don't have to like look at Michael Jordan's career and be like, okay, he played against some bum teams. It's like, no, historically he didn't.
Right. He played against some pretty decent teams, So they had Hall of Famers there. Back in Hall of Famers on the team, that tells you that he had their caliber players on the team. But he went to that other level, that next level, and got the job done. I mean, every great player has to have that switch to where, they go to they're able to take their game to the next level to win and do what they got to do. I mean, you go back and look at clips where he made the game-winning shot. He just went ahead and I remember there was that shot, I just thought about it, the one he did against the Jazz where, he was there, clock is running down, he went back, he then went up, had it, and then just did that three-pointer, and just you could see the shot, the form, and everything. He went up there with total confidence, game-winning shot. The clock's counting down. He stepped back, then just went up in the air, took the shot, and boom, and just did that. He took the game to the next level, and he won. And then when he saw that the game was like getting out of hand, he put this, the Jordan cape on, and he got it done. He said, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and score now. I'm not passing to nobody. I'm doing this myself. I'm not depending on y'all to do nothing. I'm just going to do this myself and win. And then there was that, the record where he had, then even the record he had for that one season, 73 wins, which, Golden State did that last year and then lost in the finals. But they beat his record of 73. They had 74 and then lost. Kind of pitiful. You beat that record of 73 and now you get 74 and then you lose. It's kind of bad.
Yeah, I mean, but with that though, and then like LeBron James is gonna be, well, he beat that 73-10 team, but that 73-10 team or that 74-9 team rather wasn't healthy. So it just, I mean, I don't know. Like I didn't want to get into like that tangent about LeBron James' career, but it's just like it bothers me when I hear stuff like that. And now I see everybody now. Monday is going to be like, well, now everybody has to figure out ways to, say, well, he's probably not going to win this series. But no, you hitched your wagon on this dude is gonna dominate, this dude is gonna do whatever and all this other stuff, and then it's like, well, and it's like, he's the best player ever, and it's like, well, no, he's about to get punched in the mouth.
Yeah, about to get punched in the mouth. So I mean, again, neither one of us is saying he doesn't have skill. He's done so. He's made accomplishments. He's a gifted athlete, but when he's not, he's somewhat in the conversation with the greats, but he's number 3. It's Michael, Magic, and then he's 3. You don't bump number 3 up to right next to number 1 because that's disrespectful to number 1. That's disrespectful to the number 1 person. You don't put that person in the same up on that level unless they've either tied the record or beat the record. Like we saw today in the clip, they showed the little clip of him and Magic have tied, 8 and 8 as far as the triple doubles.
That's the dude you chase. Period.
Yeah, that's the dude.
Like, I don't want to hear about Jordan anymore.
Yeah.
But see, it's not as fun because Jordan is said to be the greatest ever. Like, it's not fun, right? So it's fun to make Jordan comparisons, but smart basketball people will say he's Magic Johnson. And that's the person that you need to, like, okay. And he might be better than Magic Johnson when he wins the 2 championships. We might be like, okay, they're tied for championships, but just by accomplishments, I have to put LeBron ahead of Magic. But these people are jumping the gun when, as I stated earlier, Jordan knew what he had to do. Like, so Jordan and Kobe knew what they had to do. So we're just gonna be like, all right, we're gonna change the parameters here to make a good sports radio talk or sports television segment. Really, this is what we're doing? But anyway, yeah, man, this has gone entirely too long with the LeBron conversation, as your kids are still up and making noise. But that's what happens when we're doing things at people's houses, man. But anyway, for Kingsley Obach, I'm Christian Dean. This is Pushing Wild Black Sports. This will be up later tonight. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, man. Glad to be on the show, man, and talking about this. So it's been an interesting series thus far, but like I said, I can pretty much predict the end of it. But so it was interesting. People, I'll be back on again. So
probably will. All right, Pushing Wild Black out later. Hold on.